that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game, as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And that's caught inside the 30.
Bring in the second
touchdown, Houston. Wow. Brandon Cooks, 76 yards, and the Texans have taken the early lead.
Lining up for the extra point.
And the Texans take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Texans 7, Bears nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Foles going to lead the Bears to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Here's Patterson. Oh, and Cordero Patterson. He's at the 40, 20, 10.
Off the field.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordero Patterson, 79 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game. Go ahead and strap in, partner. We less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That time, the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now, depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And he'll give it here to his running back. Finding room at the 30. And he will take this into enemy territory as he's out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A huge play there for Houston. Give him 42 yards on the ground. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson, rolling to his right. And he slings one that's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They get 7 out out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
He's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
A nice play design there with a touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. Will be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And it's now 3-0 Texans. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
Foles. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And now it's 3rd down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Open man there is Patterson, complete. And he will have the Bears 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
7-yard line.
Here's Foles. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Brought down.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
It's 3rd down and
one of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, makes it tough to defend.
And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A huge play there for Chicago. 42 yards.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Patterson. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Cordero Patterson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Bears have retaken the lead. And that makes it 14-10.
Makes the score Bears 14, Texans 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
42-yard line.
Now Foles. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They run the counter. It's Patterson, and he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Cordero Patterson doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter as the Bears push further out in front. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game.
Cairo Santos set to
now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's going to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain there, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
First quarter with the score Bears 21, Texans 10.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1. It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to 1st.
Texans.
Watson now to throw. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. The credit that sack to Robert Quinn. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Complete.
Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game.
21. Texans 17.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. There have been points on the board. We just saw back-to-back touchdown drives. I love it. I'm high-fiving our statistician, Christian McLeod, and you're angry. You're a defensive guy.
If you met one of my defensive coordinators, God rest his soul, I'm surprised he isn't in this booth right now wanting to really take you on. This is not football the way he sees it. He wants a good old-fashioned kicking game, defense, field position, and we're getting an up and down the field game here.
I'll take him. Where's his tombstone?
Boot Hill, baby.
Here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run with Patterson, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On play action, they'll throw. And he finds his tight end, Graham. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 22 yards there, a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears will extend their lead.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
A gain of 5.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Watson, 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
1st down, Houston.
Off of play action, it's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Faking the give. Now Watson. He's letting it fly for Cooks. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Intercepted.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
And his throw is incomplete. Eric Reed, the former LSU Tiger, making the play on the defensive side. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
He's coming. We got double up. Under 10. Pick.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Watson on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Jordan Akins. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
First down.
Watson going to look to tuck and run.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And again this time to the tailback. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's 3rd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson steps away to his left. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Texans.
Touchdown, Houston.
Salvon Ahmed, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans draw a bit closer.
The kick is
And he's got it up and through.
Makes the score Bears 28, Texans 24.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Taken in the end zone. Oh, good move. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Going up top for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
Their own 38-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Watson off play action. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Texans have once again taken the lead. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch.
On the return, the Bears take over 1st and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out, and the Texans scoop it, and they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown.
Fairbairn, lining up for the extra point.
This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
Their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TD. So that one will be accepted. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Off play action. Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
First down, Texans.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A 22-yard scamper, and the Texans will add on to their lead. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.
45, Bears 28.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Lets this one rip toward Graham. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
But we saw that he had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
At the 46-yard line.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll look to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. From 3 yards out. And the Bears get a bit closer. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Makes the score Texans 45. Bears.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. On 1st and 10, Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Texans push further out in front.
Kaimi Fairbairn lining up.
And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Whitney merciless in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Another try after the first down sack. Foles. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Their own 32-yard
Elsewhere, they have gone to the second half in Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. They run the counter now on 1st down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now on 2nd and 13. Watson. It's caught left side by Cooks. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A gain there of 21 yards.
1st down, Houston.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
On the play. And the Texans, 1st down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Watson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Salvon Ahmed with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
First from the 32 now. Here's first and 10.
Here's David Montgomery, second-year man from Iowa State.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They'll look to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Lonnie Johnson picks it, and they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 49-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Right back to him on first down. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
At the Bears' 29-yard line.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Call it a loss of 12 that time. And it's going to be third down and forever. Off play action. Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That's a double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And they'll bring him down right around the 13.
Robinson.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
At the 13-yard line.
Foles.
Open man is Komet, the tight end.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new...
Now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out, and the Texans scoop it. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Credit the tackle for loss to Robert Quinn.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
And it's 3rd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little...
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy in addition to the pencil.
And those last for...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Justin Reed. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the Bears' 26-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down.
Yards on the play. Brings up 4th down.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest after.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Gary and Conley. And the return will actually lose 11 yards, but they get the interception. They have the football.
CD, this defense, man, at this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Eddie Jackson.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
And this will be a Texans first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First down, Texans.
No time now. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that. 31. D-line, get that quarterback. Watch the safety crew.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
He was brought down by Buster Screen. No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 41-yard line.
But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Texans, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they're squarely in play for next year mode now as they drop to 2-11. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.